All right, welcome. Let's do a quick mic check here. Looks like we're rolling. So welcome everyone to today's live stream for 7:30. Today is Wednesday of NFP week. And things might get a bit dicey today. So just quickly checking Forex Factory here as step one. We've opened up already. Prices going to the downside. We have 10 o'clock news. We had 8:30 high impact news. You can see this by this candle here. Price has moved sideways since the morning. And then orange folder, pending home sales. Good morning. Hey, Ella. Hey, Alex. So all in all, this is what we're looking at here. I'm not going to go to the daily because we're at all-time highs here. Some key levels that you could look at is just these daily highs and lows. But just looking at the market structure overall in the 1 hour, we're back inside the new week opening gap of this week. And you can see here we took out an all-time high yesterday. Yesterday we broke lower, got back into the new week opening gap, created some relative equal lows, price dug down lower. And now we're kind of arranging between the highs and the lows of this new week opening gap. So this technically isn't, a great range to trade in. Looking here at the 15-minute top right. No one used at 10. Am I going crazy? Let me double check here. Yeah, there's pending home sales at 10 a.m. today. Orange folder. And then what's at 2? 2, we've got FOMC. So today the rule is after 10:30, I'm done trading personally. I don't want to trade around FOMC as price starts being a bit fickle. Yeah, orange is still good at 10 o'clock. And ultimately we're ranging right now. We just took out pre-9:30 lows, London lows with this push lower here. We're closing back higher. Just things aren't looking too shabby here. If I'm looking for quick scalps, because right now we have to scalp. We're in this range, and all price can do is take lower lows and lower highs out, right? So we got this level right here of interest. Okay. This is liquidity, just relative equal highs pre 9 o'clock. This could have been the liquidity sweep. Let's see if price can come back lower and see if there's anything worthy of catching here. But we do have our first presentation gap. You can see here price almost tagged liquidity here. But our first presentation for the day is going to be right here. Today is what? Wednesday, New York, first presentation gap of 7:30. So we took out lows. We created our first presentation. This will close in 8 seconds, but most likely this will stay open. We just took out this liquidity that I was interested in. This right here wouldn't be the first presentation just because, let me quickly see. Yeah, it wouldn't. Actually, to be honest, first presentation for today is the 9 o'clock candle. This is it here. And the reason why is look what we did. We took out relative equal highs before the open. See, relative equal highs before the open. That is the first presentation fair value gap of Wednesday, okay? This is where things get a bit funny with ICT's rules, and this is where, and then this year we can remove. I'm not too interested about Monday's afternoon first presentation fair value because it's so close to our Wednesday first presentation fair value gap. But anyways, we'll keep it here for now. And like when it comes to like step one is like, where's the draw on liquidity? So the draw below us has been taken, London lows. The draw above us has been taken, which is pre 9:30 highs. There's still some more high here's that it might want to tag, but right now we're going to be trading into the new week gap high. Key salient point out of all these points that I have here on my chart is look at the Monday's New York first presentation. It's probably one of the strongest first presentation fair value gaps that is going to respect, price is going to respect. You can see how nicely respected all throughout, this morning session. So I think at this point, we just need to wait a bit more, see what we get around the 950 macro. But right now, there's nothing that I'm absolutely loving. We have to break out of this range, either push new all-time highs, or if not, push down lower. And if you push down lower, like where would the targets be? First of all, we'd have to get out of this new week opening range here. Right now, we're just sitting in it, and we're just bouncing from high to low. But all in all, it would be nice to see a closure higher and for it to push higher. If not, then once it confirms a push lower, we'll start targeting these relative equal lows, these relative equal lows below us. Like there are targets below us as well. But the consensus is that hopefully this holds price and keeps pushing price north. So yesterday we had a great trading day. Today, I don't know, we'll see. So far this is bogus PA. Are there any levels you guys are looking at today? I'm just curious. I don't see much today, guys. Today is the classic FOMC Wednesday day. And like, look at the 15 minutes here. Like, just look at this 15-minute candle, how it's going to close. Price right now pushed back into first presentation for today. It is rejecting, but even though that it's rejecting like this, like where do you want price to go here, right? Like technically, this right here is a drawn liquidity. There's relative equal highs here. Okay. Be honest, that would be my guess, but see, I'm guessing at this point where the draw would be. But I don't have high conviction that it's going to get here. It probably will in today's session. Just when, right? So far, again, all the key levels here, these relative equal lows taken, relative equal highs taken, and price right now is just essentially inside of the mean threshold of the range. So let's give this some time. I'm going to draw some lines out here. 950 is the macro that I'm going to wait for until 1010. And then if I don't catch anything here, if something doesn't look interesting at 1010, I'm done trading for today. It's going to be a 0 P&L day for me. But I would want to see something around here. From an intraday perspective, this is the only target that I'm seeing. But the issue with this target is you have to trade through a respected new day opening gap of 729. Look how nicely respected, right? We've got this Monday first presentation fair value gap, which we just traded through, which is good. But you can see here, it's just like another layer of resistance that we have to trade through to get to this final level. And then to get this final level, another layer of resistance or support are new week opening gap highs and lows, right? So this right here, you can see here, it's a rejection point. That is the tricky part about today's PA. From a 1 hour perspective, the bodies are closing nice in the upper half of this new week opening gap. So this is, indicating me that we might have bullish pressure coming up. But again, we're 1 minute traders, and you want to see a similar picture being painted on the 15, on the 1 minute, on the 5 minute. And right now we're not getting that right now. This is Chop City. So days like this, if we survive, that means we get to trade days like yesterday, which was clean trades. So price right now, it pushed higher, bounced off of the first presentation fair value gap. It pushed again into this new day opening gap of 729, which is yesterday's. And then it rejected it, right? After taking liquidity. Now it's pushing back down through Monday's first presentation gap into today's first presentation fair value gap. Technically, this is a market structure shift on the 1 minute, right? Got a breaker right there. It's pushing into the breaker. But this kind of PA here, like something like this wouldn't be an example that you'd want to like trade off of, right? Like even taking a long from here, not in my books, right? Friday I won't be trading. And then Thursday, tomorrow is going to be the last day that I'll try to catch a trade. But it's like a short week, all in all. Over the last 10 minutes, this is high resistance market conditions, right? Price isn't moving. It's not really, it's creating micro fair value gaps, but again, it's not doing much here, guys. So let's wait a bit longer. Let's see what 10 a.m. is going to give us. This might give us some clarity in the market. So let's mark 10 a.m. This is 10 a.m. Orange folder news. All right, so this is our kill zone for today. Man, I'm tired today. Price right now is attempting to break the new dog of 729. It's showing weakness on the 15-second chart. If we get a 1 minute close above it, push might be to these highs here, right? But this is a scalp I'm not interested in. Like this is like, if it comes back up and then rejects this lower, this might be a clean run to these highs here. But it's like a ultra scalpy type trade. It's going to tag it any second now, I think. So it looks like the next drawn liquidity has been taken, right? 930 highs or pre 930 highs. All right, so let's close this off. And that's what price did today. It was just ranging from liquidity to liquidity. I think really tough trading conditions. Even if you guys took longs off of this, like this is a market profile I would be okay missing out on. Anyone catch any of this here? Like catching these relative equal highs or these ones right here on the 1 minute? I'm curious. So price scout liquidity, reject the upper half of the new week opening gap. Again, look at this here. It's just every single session took out the previous session when it comes to equal or relative equal highs and lows. This 1 hour is going to close nicely. Like this is like a nice close, taking out liquidity, closing the upper half of the new week opening gap. Maybe if we can push higher and then back lower, that might signal a further push run higher. But usually what we want to see is some kind of engineered liquidity that price creates, pushes away from, and then we take that target, right? I think this was yesterday's trade here. Yeah. Yeah, this is some really garbage PA. Let's give it till, honestly, 10:05. That's when I'll cut my day. If I don't see anything by 10:05, today's gonna be marked as a no trading day for me. But right now, I'm not seeing anything. I'm seeing this right here. This is liquidity forming, right? On the lower half, very close to the mean threshold of, or sorry, the consequent encroachment of the new week opening gap. But again, this is PA that I wouldn't have my stop loss behind if I'm going long. So price is still consolidating, taking out minor buy side and sell side. Price might right now try to drive through our TH high and take out this triple relative equal low below us. That's like the next like 15-second move. 5-minute looks, you know, so there you go. That's the take on liquidity there. But then if it took it here and it closed above these levels and I had some decent levels above us to target, this may be, you know, a possible long. But because I don't have any levels target above us, I thought these were relatively equal here, but they're not, right? I don't have, there's just nothing here to be taken. So days like this, I don't have a bias. I don't have levels to target. Prices moving sideways for 3 sessions now in a 50 pip range. And this is called FOMC trading, right? I'm trying to give you guys something today, but I honestly can't. Okay, so we're in the macro right now. And within the macro, price usually tends to push in a specific direction. But we have no directions today to take on any time frame. Let's see the 4-hour time frame, right? Again, like look what the 4 hour is giving us. We pushed higher, took out liquidity lower yesterday, and we're just, all these bodies are closing within this new week opening gap. So I'm hoping like this is going to be the outcome. We're going to do some consolidation, pop higher and start taking new highs. That would be optimal. That'd be like really clean trading. But how long are we going to be in this consolidation for? Because it's NFP Friday. Friday might be that move out of here. But I guess up until then, again, scalping is, you know, the only option when it comes to market profiles like this. It's just hard to, you know, to position trade here. We got 8 minutes till news. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But all in all, I think right now we just wait. Interesting rejection here, right? Look how this new week opening gap is, or sorry, this first presentation for value gaps today is holding up very nicely. It's just that I have nothing above us to target, so there's nothing here to target. But just looking on how these candles are closing and their bodies and their wicks and how it's respecting the upper half of the RTH gap, this is things that we want to see from like a bullish perspective, right? If we had a case to target something higher. Five minutes showing me nothing as well. Yeah, so now we wait. Let's see what we have here on ES. Let's look at some other market. All right, so this is ES's market profile. I think it's even worse than NQ's. It is just, again, moving sideways here since the morning at 8 o'clock. And then, yeah, that's really it, guys. Not much is happening today. There's no hourly fair value apps at all forming. Like a tiny one right here, but that's irrelevant. 15-minute chart here. Like nothing material that's really standing out to me. And like this is how you want to trade. Like if nothing is standing out to you, like black on white, then you just let it go. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Let's see here, daily. Like that was yesterday's candle, right? Huge high test wick, right? And retail logic, this is, you know, bearish pressure. Yeah. Based on yesterday's daily range, we are on the discount side. Today's were, yeah, around 50%. That's correct. If I were to take a trade in this condition and it were lose, I would be extremely mad at myself. And that is the commencement, the starting of getting on tilt. So we got 4 minutes till news. Yeah, this new week opening gap here, Alex. This is something that is just holding price. I was a bit late to the charts, but after price doing this could have been a possible long here. But even if I got in this position, I would have broken even, right? I would have taken something like that, right? Targeting these highs here, like a 1.5 to 1. But actually, you know what? It would have tagged me out, I think, for it without, like, before tracing back. But again, it's just, I was waiting for the 931 and onwards, but 930 was that first presentation that formed today. So, it is what it is. It's a tiny trade. on a Wednesday FOMC day, so not putting much weight to it. Okay, so price finally broke down below today's first presentation. It's attempting, to trade through RTH's middle point. I think it's called mean threshold. It's on CE, it's mean threshold. Yeah. And yeah, we'll see what we get in 3 minutes here. Two minutes to news, or 1 minute. Let me remove this here. We know when it's happening. This level right here is kind of interesting. It's technically relatively equal with like a slight tap here, but how ICT would see this as I think he would still see this as relatively equal above us. But we'll see what 10 o'clock news gets us. Four-hour SIBI. Like news, so orange folder news just hit. And nothing happened. Looking at the 4-hour here, price technically created a SIBI. It pushed up into it. It rejected it. It technically created a market structure shift right here. Like this is like the MMS. And this is like the only case, I think, for lower prices now, right? Into like these relative equal lows here. But so there is a 10 o'clock news driver candle. We got relative equal lows here, technically, like these two levels. Would a short here make sense? And like anticipating that the low of the new week opening gap is going to get traded through, while the 1 hour here is clearly sitting on the upper half of the new week opening gap. So guys, I think this is it for today's session. This is the biggest dog crap I've seen like in the last 2 weeks here. this right here is all high resistance trading since 9:50 all the way till now during the macro of 12 minutes. Look at this. This is true high resistance trading. Not a single fair value gap formed. And once you have these conditions, you don't want to trade in them. Like this right here is a prime example of high resistance liquidity. So I don't know. I said I'll give it till 10:05. We'll see here. It is rejecting first presentation to the downside now, but it's not exploding away from it. It's not giving us fair value gap displacement away from it. It's doing this weird high resistance trading thing right now. And can it push lower? Maybe. Am I confident in shorts right now? I think if I were to be, so look what we have here. We've got two levels that I'm seeing. These here, in my opinion, are still relatively equal. And then these are also relatively equal, these two lows, right? And price is gonna, even though it tagged it by how much? Is this like, let's see. If I do it like that, it's significant. By half a point. All right. So like if you guys are trading this morning session, these are the two levels that it's going to tag. It's going to be either one or the other. If it tags the lower one, it might push down lower, continuing with a higher time frame trend on the 4 hours. You can see here, we are in high resistance trading in a new week opening gap. Last 4 candles held above mean threshold. Right now, we finally broke lower from a 1 minute perspective, and we're below this level here. But honestly, if I were to give some advice to all of you, I think as much as I would love to have a winning day today, I think I have to stay flat. And we do have FOMC later today. So like looking at like the news drivers, like when can you trade? So based on ICT's rules, he said on FOMC days, the price action is fickle. That's what we see. And if there is something, and I'm talking about a really good setup, you want to close off by 10:30, which is essentially in 25 minutes. But I don't even see a setup forming. I don't even see targets or a possible entry. I just see nothing. And then at 2 o'clock, we have FOMC. So if I were to be trading, usually my afternoon starts at 1:30. I might wait for the 2, but then there's a press conference at 2:30. So I might pop in around 3 o'clock to see what's happening. If there's any clear levels of entry or targets, like if I were to be creating a plan for today, it'll be around 3 o'clock, maybe 2:50 to 3:10. And then I'll be monitoring to see if there's anything clear. And if I see like a really clear level that I think price is going to tag, I might try to catch it within those final macros. But other than that, this right here, guys, is not worth trading. So unfortunately, today was more of a boring session. I'm going to close it off here. I'll probably, like lock out your charts. Don't be tempted to trade this. If you guys are in drawdown today, just leave that drawdown. I think this might promote more drawdown trading into this kind of PA. And without further ado, I'll catch you guys on my last trading day tomorrow at 9:30. Take care, guys, and talk soon.